When I watched Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, what stood out to me wasn't just the humor, but how the film uses communication in a really intentional and unusual way to make its points. Instead of clearly explaining ideas, it often relies on exaggeration, irony, and absurd conversations to show how people misunderstand the meaning of everyday life. One thing I noticed is how communication breaks down when people rely too heavily on formal or structured language. In several scenes, characters speak in ways that sound official or overly serious, but the actual meaning gets lost or sometimes becomes ridiculous. This makes me think about how communication isn't just about sounding intelligent or structured, it's about whether the message actually connects with the other person. Even when people are talking a lot, meaning can still fail if there's no real understanding. Another thing that stood out is how the film uses satire to show miscommunication in systems like education, religion, and healthcare. People often follow rules or scripts without questioning whether the message is actually being understood. It highlights how communication can become mechanical, where people are technically talking but not really connecting. This made me realize how often we assume information is being understood just because it's being said clearly. The film also used exaggeration and humor as a communication tool itself. Instead of explaining ideas directly, it pushes things to extremes so the audience can recognize the flaw in how people communicate. It made me think about how humor and absurdity can actually be powerful ways to communicate criticism or deeper meaning without directly saying it. Overall, the film showed me that communication isn't always effective just because it's structured or formal. Real communication depends on clarity, shared understanding, and actually making meaning connections between people, not just exchanging words.